practice that the guys really focused in on details of blocking, and they did a really good job. And, we're going to continue to try to put an emphasis again on this today because we feel like we can get even more out of it. Even though, we did pretty well with this, and Darrington, I thought, did a really good job, we still feel like we left some yards out there. So it'll be a big emphasis this week again for us, and hopefully we can continue to build off of it.
Jim?
Craig, I guess could you maybe talk us through what Sam Sloman had been doing over the last several weeks, and now how his life and everybody's life changes, obviously moving forwad this week?
Yeah, we've been working with Sam for the past weeks, doing what he's normally doing, kicking, field goals, kickoffs, all those different types of things. So each week we've been working with him 2-3 times a week, just continuing to work on his technique and let him know that obviously he can be called up at any time. And he's done a real good job here just understanding what could happen. He's worked really hard, and, hopefully he's got an opportunity now, and hopefully he can seize the day with it and do really well for us.
And you're confident the whole operation can work well, kind of a quick study for a lot of guys on short notice?
Yeah. I mean, and Sam has kicked before in the league. He did it earlier on, with the Rams, and, hopefully with Overton, Matt does a great job with his short snaps. And Kern's always been a guy that can hold and do really well, or Trevor. So, the operation will continue to work on that this week and continue to do it even on Saturday, just so Sam's comfortable with the whole process.
John?
Yeah, Craig touched on this a little bit, but I guess with the possibility anyway that it's 2 new guys coming in, how much of, I guess, help is it that this year you've had the increased practice squad and that you basically had a unit, of a holder and kicker, getting chemistry and working for a few weeks already?
Yeah, that's been key. When they allowed us to have more guys on the practice squad, these guys have been working together ever since Sam and Trevor have gotten here. They've been working on their own, and then they come in here with some sessions that we end up doing. So those guys have built a little bit of a chemistry together. And Brett actually ends up doing a good job helping those guys and talking to them too, which is nice when you have that veteran presence, along with Steven, giving those guys tips and pointers. So, we feel good about those guys if they were going to be holding and kicking for us any point in time during the course of a game.
Sure. And as far as the kicker goes, with the possibility or I guess likelihood that Steven's out, I mean, did it seem like he had, kind of regained, I don't know whether he had lost confidence at some point, but it seemed like he had been on a pretty good streak there, especially disappointing if he can't make it now that he has kind of seemingly gotten back in sync as far as field goals.
Yeah, with Steven, you're asking?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. That's the part that's disappointing because Steven was getting into a good rhythm, making a bunch of his kicks, whether it's field goals or extra points. Unfortunately, he had the one kickoff, but, his kickoff has been really good throughout the season. So that's a disappointing part with him not being, maybe able to go. So, he's just got to be ready to go at any point in time, get back, get ready. We have the utmost confidence in Steven, and hopefully he takes off again when he gets back to kicking.
Thank you.
Teresa?
And Craig, just to follow up on the vein there, does it help that Trevor, after the issues in the Indianapolis game, that he had a chance to kick in another game this season to, maybe work through that as well? Yeah, that's huge, and he's a competitor and he wanted to get back out there the next game. I think that's key for any player, is just continue to build confidence. And when they go out there and get those different reps, each and every game, the confidence builds more and more. So if Trevor's asked to go and punt at any point in time, he's going to be ready for that situation again.
Jim?
Hey, Craig, I know Mike has kind of addressed this, but from a teaching standpoint, I mean, with the Kalu situation, him being called off sides, anything you can do to from a teaching standpoint from that play, or is it pretty much, sometimes you're gonna get some calls that maybe don't help?
Yeah, I mean, we can continue to talk to Josh, and Josh has been really good about always checking with those officials to make sure that he is onside. And he's always done a great job of looking back over there and pointing to him to make sure that he is onside. And we just got to continue to emphasize that with him. And if there's anything that that official might do, all right, to let him know that, hey, maybe you got to back up, or he might give some type of signal. We just got to back up a little bit more. I feel bad for him because that's 2 weeks in a row. And, the one before that, when we went back and looked, it didn't look like he was all sides on that either. So we just got to continue to talk to him, back him up a little bit more. He gets a good jump off the ball, and maybe people think that he's jumping off sides, but, we still want him to be aggressive but smart, and that's lining up onside and, just doing a real good job bending off that edge. But, we'll continue to talk to him and tell him that stay aggressive, but just be smart.
All right, Coach. That's all the questions. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Coach.
Craig.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks.